Hello, welcome to Chemistry Cubicle. The series of haloalkanes and haloarenes is going on, and if you haven't watched my previous videos of this series, then please go and watch them. So in this video, I will tell you about the chemical properties of haloarene. That is, I will be talking about the chemical reactions of haloarenes. So the important reactions of haloarenes are the nucleophilic substitution reaction, electrophilic substitution reaction, and the last one is the reaction with metal. Okay, so first of all, I will tell you about the nucleophilic substitution reaction. Okay, now let's talk about the nucleophilic substitution reaction. So our haloarenes are much less reactive than haloalkanes towards nucleophilic substitution reaction. Okay, I have told you three main reasons in my previous video that why haloarenes are less reactive than haloalkanes toward nucleophilic substitution reaction. And if you haven't watched that video, then click on the I button to watch that video. Okay, but under drastic conditions, okay, that is at higher temperature or high pressure. Okay, this is the drastic condition. So under drastic conditions, they do undergo nucleophilic substitution reaction. Okay, now the first nucleophilic substitution reaction is reaction with sodium hydroxide. Okay, so what happened when they are heated with an aqueous solution of sodium hydroxide at 623 Kelvin temperature. Okay, this temperature is very high. That is, I have already told you that this substitution occurs under very drastic conditions. Okay, so at 623 Kelvin temperature and under a pressure of 300 atmosphere. Okay, haloarenes form sodium phenoxide. Okay, it forms sodium phenoxide, which upon acidification in the presence of dilute acids, just like dilute HCl, okay, acidification, it gives phenol. Okay, so let's see here. I have taken the chlorobenzene. Okay, it reacts with the aqueous solution of sodium hydroxide. Its concentration is near about 6 to 8%. So chlorobenzene react with aqueous solution of sodium hydroxide at under drastic conditions. Okay, so what happened? It forms sodium phenoxide. This is our sodium phenoxide. Okay, it is a salt, O minus Na plus, and this sodium phenoxide upon acidification. Okay, this sodium phenoxide upon acidification with dilute acids, just like dilute HCl, it gives phenol. Okay, the product is phenol. So this above reaction is known as Dow's process. Okay, so this above reaction is known as Dow's process, which is used for the manufacture of phenol. Okay, it is used in the manufacturing of phenol. This is known as Dow's process. Now let's see the mechanism of the Dow's process. Okay, this reaction is believed to occur through the benzene intermediate. Okay, so this whole mechanism is occur, or the reaction is believed to occur through the benzene intermediate. What is benzene? It is very highly reactive species. Okay, it contains an extra pi bond than benzene. Okay, this is known as benzene intermediate. Okay, it is highly reactive or highly unstable. Okay, now let's see the mechanism of this Dow's process. Now the step 1 is the formation of intermediate. Okay, that is benzene. Okay, now this was our chlorobenzene. Okay, so in the first step, the base removes the hydrogen atom from the benzene ring in the form of H plus ion to form carbon ion, which loses this chlorine atom to form benzene as an intermediate. Now let's see what happens. This is our base. Okay, it removes this hydrogen atom in the form of H plus ion. Okay, and this chlorine atom will leave. Okay, and this bond goes to this. So what happened? It forms benzene intermediate. Okay, this is known as benzene. So first step is the formation of intermediate benzene. Now in the second step, benzene gets attacked by the nucleophile. Okay, this was our benzene. Okay, so it is attacked by our nucleophile. Okay, this bond goes to this adjacent carbon atom. Okay, and here comes the negative charge. Now what happened? It will get protonated. Okay, here comes the hydrogen. Now what happened? Since NaOH is still present in our mixture, so it further reacts with NaOH. Okay, and water is removed. Okay, it reacts with NaOH to get converted into sodium phenoxide. Okay, since the hydrogen of phenol, that is OH group, is acidic in nature. Okay, so it immediately leaves and it is converted into sodium phenoxide. Okay, this is our sodium phenoxide. Now after using all the NaOH, our reaction mixture is only left with sodium phenoxide, and by acidification of this sodium phenoxide in the presence of dilute acids, just like dilute HCl, okay, it will form the phenol. Okay, this is our main product, that is phenol. So this is the overall mechanism of the Dawes process. It occurs via the benzene intermediate. Okay, now the another type of nucleophilic substitution reaction is reaction with ammonia. So what happens when our haloarenes react with ammonia? Okay, so when haloarenes are heated with the aqueous solution of ammonia in the presence of cuprous oxide, that is Cu2O. Okay, cuprous oxide as a catalyst at 475 Kelvin and under a pressure of 60 atmosphere, the halogen, okay, the halogen group of haloarene is replaced by the amino, that is NH2 group. Okay, so this is the reaction with ammonia. What happens? This is our chlorobenzene. It reacts with the aqueous solution of ammonia in the presence of cuprous oxide, okay, as a catalyst at 475 Kelvin and 60 atmosphere pressure. So this chloro group, okay, this halogen is replaced by this amino group, and this is forming aniline. Okay, this is aniline. This is forming aniline as a product. Okay, so this is the reaction with ammonia, and the mechanism of the reaction with ammonia is also, it occurs via the benzene mechanism. Okay, this is also a benzene mechanism. Okay, now after nucleophilic substitution reaction, let's talk about the electrophilic substitution reaction. Okay, so haloarenes undergoes several type of electrophilic substitution reactions such as halogenation, okay, nitration. In this case, the electrophile will be halogen, okay, X plus, and the next one is nitration. Okay, in this case the electrophile will be NO2 plus, and the next one is sulfonation. Okay, in this case the electrophile will be SO3H plus. Okay, and the last one is Friedel-Crafts reaction, and the Friedel-Crafts reaction is of two type, that is alkylation, Friedel-Crafts alkylation, and the next one is Friedel-Crafts acylation. Now in all these cases of electrophilic substitution reaction, the electrophile always comes at ortho and para position. Okay, this is our ortho, this is our meta position, and this one is our para position. So in all these cases of electrophilic substitution reaction, electrophile only comes at ortho or at para position. Okay, it never comes at meta position. Okay, so because this group is ortho or para directing, ortho and para directing group. Okay, ortho para directing group. So I will tell you about the ortho and para directing groups in any other video. Okay, so the electrophile only comes at ortho and para position. Okay, now like nucleophilic substitution reaction, electrophilic substitution reactions also occurs under more drastic conditions. Okay, that is at higher temperature and higher pressure. Okay, as compared to those in benzene. So the question is that why it requires the more drastic conditions. Okay, so this is because the ring gets deactivated. Okay, let's suppose this is our haloarine. Okay, so this is the halogen atom. So this ring gets deactivated due to the minus I effect. Okay, due to the minus I effect of this halogen atom. So what happens due to the minus I effect? It withdraws the electron of benzene ring towards itself and deactivate the benzene ring. Okay, deactivate the benzene ring towards electrophilic substitution reaction. Okay, electrophilic substitution reaction. So due to the minus I effect of this halogen atom, it deactivates our benzene ring, and as a result we require, or the electrophilic substitution reaction occurs under the drastic conditions. Okay, now the first type of electrophilic substitution reaction is our halogenation. So what happens in halogenation? Our haloarine, that is chlorobenzene, is react with Cl2 in the presence of Lewis acids. Okay, in the presence of Lewis acids as a catalyst. Okay, just like anhydrous AlCl3 or anhydrous FeCl3. So it will lead to the formation of ortho and para products. Okay, here the electrophile, that is halogenation, occurs at the ortho position, and here the halogenation occurs at the para position. This is our ortho dichlorobenzene and this is our para dichlorobenzene. So here we can see that this ortho one is our minor product and this para is our major product. So why this is major? Okay, due to the steric hindrance. Okay, so in the case of para product, the steric hindrance is less. Okay, so this para product will form in the major proportion as compared to the ortho product. Okay, because in this case the steric hindrance is more. Now let's see the mechanism of this halogenation. I will tell you the mechanism only once in this halogenation. Okay, and in all other example the mechanism will be same. So I only show you the generation of electrophile in each case. Okay, now let's see the mechanism. So the first step is the generation of electrophile. Okay, so this is our Cl2 molecule. So what happens? This is our AlCl3, that is Lewis acid. It has vacant orbital. Okay, so the chlorine atom with both of its bonding pair of electron goes to the vacant orbital of this aluminum. Okay, and it will lead to the formation of this electrophile and AlCl4 minus will be released. Okay, so the second step is the attack of electrophile. Okay, so this is our chlorobenzene. So this lone pair of electron goes to this and this goes to this. And here comes the negative charge on this carbon, that is at ortho. Now the electrophile, that is Cl positive, attack on this negatively charged carbon atom. Now the last step is the loss of proton. Okay. So what happens? This is our species. Okay. So this bond goes to this and this bond goes to this and H plus will release. Okay. And it will form the ortho dichlorobenzene as a product. Okay. This is our product. As AlCl4 minus is a base, okay, so this will abstract this hydrogen, okay, and itself get converted into AlCl3 and HCl is released. As this is a catalyst, so it is regenerate. Okay, this is the overall mechanism of halogenation. Now let's come on to the nitration. Okay, so what happened in nitration? This is our chlorobenzene. Okay, so when it reacts with concentrated HNO3, okay, and concentrated H2SO4, so the nitration occurs in ortho at para position. Okay, the nitration occurs at ortho and para position. Okay, as I have already told you that the para one will be our major product due to the steric hindrance. Okay, so this is our ortho nitrochlorobenzene and this is minor, and this is our para nitrochlorobenzene and this is our major product. Okay, so I will only tell you the generation of electrophile and the rest of the mechanism will be same as in case of the halogenation. Okay, now let's see the generation of electrophile. Okay, so this is our H2SO4. It will give H plus and HSO4 minus. Okay, so what happened? This is our nitric acid. Okay, so here it undergoes the protonation with the H plus ion. Okay, so it will form this. Here comes the positive charge. So as positive charge on the oxygen atom is unstable, so it immediately releases one water molecule. Okay, and gets converted into the electrophile, that is NO2 plus. Okay, so this is the electrophile and it attacks on the ortho and the para position. Okay, this is the mechanism for nitration. Now let's see sulfonation. Okay, now what happened in the case of sulfonation? This is our chlorobenzene. Okay, when it reacts with the concentrated H2SO4. Okay, so the chlorobenzene, okay, this is converted into the sulfonic acid, or the sulfonation occurs at ortho and para position. Okay, so the sulfonation occurs at ortho and para position. So this is our 2-chlorobenzene. Sulfonic acid. Okay, and this is our minor product due to the more steric hindrance, and the next product will be the major product, which is okay, the para one. Okay, SO3H. The sulfonation occurs at para position. This is known as 4-chlorobenzene sulfonic acid. Okay, this one is our major product. Okay, and in this case the electrophile will be SO3H positive. Okay, this is the electrophile which attacks at ortho or para position. Okay, this is the case of sulfonation. Now let's talk about the Friedel-Crafts reaction. Okay, as I have already told you that it is of two type, Friedel-Crafts alkylation reaction and the next one is Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. Okay, now let's talk about the Friedel-Crafts alkylation reaction. So what happened in the case of alkylation? This is our chlorobenzene. Okay, when it reacts with alkyl halide. Okay, this is methyl chloride in the presence of anhydrous AlCl3. Okay, so what happens in this case? The alkylation, that is this alkyl group. Okay, the alkylation occurs at ortho and para position. Okay, here comes the CS3. Okay, so this is orthochlorotoluene. Okay, so this is our minor product, and the major product will be parachlorotoluene. Okay, here the alkylation occurs at para position. Okay, this is known as parachlorotoluene. Okay, and this one is our major product. Okay, so this is the Friedel-Crafts alkylation. Now let's see what is Friedel-Crafts acylation. Now in case of acylation, this is our chlorobenzene, let's say, and in case of acylation we take acyl chloride. Okay, in place of alkyl halide. Okay, so we take acyl halide, that is CS3COCl. Okay, this is our acetyl chloride. Okay, so the difference between alkylation and acylation is that in Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction we take acetyl halide. Okay, in this case I have taken acetyl chloride, and in alkylation reaction we take alkyl halide. Okay, so what happens when it react with anhydrous AlCl3? Okay, so it forms orthochloroacetophenone. Okay, so the acyl group is attached on the ortho position. Okay, that is COCH3. Okay, this is orthochloroacetophenone, and this is minor, and the major product will be parachloroacetophenone. COCH3. Okay, this one is parachloroacetophenone. Okay, and this one is our major product. Okay, so this is Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction, and in this case as acylation, the electrophile will be this. Okay, and the mechanism for the generation of these electrophiles is same as I have told you in the case of halogenation reaction. Okay, so in this video I have only covered the nucleophilic substitution reaction and the electrophilic substitution reaction, and in the next video I will tell you about its reaction with metals. Okay, so this is all about the chemical properties of haloarenes. Hope you like the video. Thank you.